All right, so we're getting ready to move to our next segment for our first guest. One of the reasons why we are here, we have this wonderful lady who has been doing amazing work here in the city and beyond. She has a heart, as I stated, a heart bigger than the city. So we're going to do something really quick before she comes up. We like to play a little something to kind of let you know what she is all about.
And I desire you because you're incredible. from heaven, yes. For you are holy, holy. Are you Lord God Almighty? Yeah. Worthy is the Lamb, worthy is the Lamb. Sing. Oh, are you Lord Almighty? Worthy, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Are you Lord God? Say worthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for our first guest, Miss Deborah, Denise, Phillips, owner and founder of Charlotte. Oh, you guys can stand on your feet for that. Thank you so Have a seat. How are you? Thank you so much for coming and blessing us with your presence, man. I know you could have been anywhere else doing great works in that community. Let's start with my questions. I know you can relax. This is a very chill atmosphere, and you can talk how you want. You can say what you need to say. You can, pretty much say whatever feels. So this is a safe space. So how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Great.
Excited to be here. Glad to share my mission. Glad to be in event masters one more time. I'm starting to see a trend here. Starting to see a trend in this beautiful space.
Good. So let's start with asking you, where are you from, particularly? Let people know where you're from. Are you homegrown?
So I'm originally from Raleigh. I was born in Wilmington, raised between Raleigh and Wilmington. I'm a North Carolinian. And then I found myself here in Charlotte in 2005. As he gets his notes together.
Excuse me. Yes, so Raleigh, and you moved here in 2005. Okay, just a couple years. Now let me ask you, were you doing mission work there as well, or you were?
No, I was escaping my ex-husband, and no, and this was a safe space.
Yeah, of course.
I was escaping my ex-husband, and I was in information technology, and my brother was like, look, Deb, it's banking industry and a lot of IT work here. You can come to Charlotte and make some money. And then I fell into another horrible marriage, and it was just like, okay, God, what are you telling me? But no, I wasn't doing this type of work, but I've grown up around this type of work because my mother and my grandmother did a lot of what I do today.
Okay. Well, that was going to be one of my other questions for you, actually, is, so I see you, like, just looking at your mission, and just actually have an opportunity to come out there with you as well. I see you keep your family involved with your mission work. And I was going to ask, is that something that you grew up doing as well with your family, or is that something that you took on and decided, hey, let me bring my family in?
No, it just gets ingrained in you. Like when you grow up and you watch somebody giving their all to the community, you know, because my mother, she didn't drive, she was legally blind. My dad had money, my mother did not. So she gave out of nothing to make something happen for kids in the community. And so I just watched her giving, and our house, as you say, was a safe space. So like my mother was always cooking. We always had people staying the night. She always, let people know that you can come here as a place of refuge. So I mean, it was a no-brainer for me, but it wasn't something that I just automatically set out to do. It's just God. I was going through a separation and divorce in 2016, and I ain't gonna lie. I prayed to God. I said, God, don't let me go back to the streets. I can be the old Debbie, or I can be the Deborah that you created me to be. You got a choice, Lord. And he said, no, you have a choice.
Well, sir.
And so I was like, okay, that choice is to serve. And so I immediately I honed in on what I would see when I would go to work. I worked in Uptown Charlotte at a law firm, and I would see the people every single day. And I was like, you know what? I really don't have no money to give them. I can give them my ear though. I can listen to them. I can find out what's going on in their lives, And so that became the door to what we have now as Block Love Charlotte. Just being an ear for somebody sometimes, not making an assumption of we know why people are homeless. And y'all, it was something as simple as asking somebody one day, hey girl, you're just so beautiful. What can I help you with today? The young lady was like, she needed some hair care products. I was like, oh really? I got some extra stuff at home that I'm not using. Would you like this? And when I brought it to her, her face lit up. And then we gained this whole trust. Because I trusted her, she trusted me. And I learned her situation was just something as simple as needing to reconnect with her family. Right. So for me, like I said, it was a no-brainer, but it also was not a choice. I was chosen for this. So.
Oh, amen. Oh, that's amazing. For sure. So how did you come up with the name Block Love? Hold on, before we get into that, you mentioned you could either be the old you or the who I don't know, I'm curious as to the old no I'm playing. I was like, who would the old
answer that question.
Go for it, let's see what you
So
got.
as you see, I have on my Winston-Salem State University attire. I rock it a lot because I was actually homeless on the campus of Winston-Salem State University. I'm not gonna lie, I do not remember years 1992 to 1996. I do not, because I drank a lot, smoked a lot, drank a lot.
Yeah.
Party from Wednesday to Sunday, getting free before 10. That was my lifestyle.
Facts.
I was free. I came out of a tyrant household, and I was just like, listen, I'm free. It is time for me to explore and do what Debbie does. So I was Debbie D. But I found myself homeless on the campus of Winston-Salem State University. That's not my rapper name. I found myself homeless on the campus of Winston-Salem State University, and I was sleeping outside in my car, but I was determined not to leave. It was the beginning of what they call spring semester, which is the coldest time of the year. I don't know why they say spring, they call it winter.
Right.
But it was the coldest time of the year. The car was in, didn't have any heat, but I was determined not to leave, and my friends would bring me food from the cab. I had another friend that when she would creep off, she would let me sleep in her bed, and I could sneak in the dorm and shower. But somebody had enough love in them to see about me. And that was Dr. Grace. She worked in the counseling center, and she told somebody to come and get me out my car. And when they came and got me out my car, like I looked a hot mess. My hair was Maddox. I was always having on toboggan. Like my clothes looked a mess. I looked like I was homeless. I was going through a really rough time, but she sold into me that I was so much more than my situation. And from that point on, I knew that no matter what I go through, I can survive it if I just believe in myself. And so, circle back into, you asked about the creation of Block Love Charlotte. Y'all, in 2018, I went to a city council meeting to talk to them about warming stations. That was something that was still new to me, especially moving to Charlotte, but it was cold. And I was like, why does it take someone in warmth to tell you when somebody else needs to be warm?
Right.
I didn't understand that concept. I'm like, you go outside, it's cold to you, and you got no sense to go inside. If I don't have an inside to go into, create me an inside. But that's a whole nother story. But when I got into the city council meeting to talk about the warming station, it became a moment for me to share a whole bunch more, especially when it comes to our kids that are latchkey kids that are in motels. But when I was there in city council, I met a group of people that said they served uptown at a place called The Wall. I hadn't heard about The Wall. I heard that's where all the hoes and pimps stay. Now don't y'all, judge my language. That's just what I heard. They say that's where it was 100 Pfeiffer Avenue. They call it the shortest street in the city of Charlotte.
Yeah, right.
And I was just like, okay, what is The Wall? So this group said, hey, Dad, we serve at The Wall every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. We want you to come out. Now, mind you, I said all of this negativity was spoken about the wall. When I got there, I saw us. I was like, these my people. Like, there was so much love in the houseless community for me, whether I was giving them something or not. They couldn't wait for me to just show up, just my presence. They didn't care what was in the back of my Malibu at the time. They just wanted my presence. And I was like, this is a place of love. And then I can remember growing up in Raleigh, we didn't have blocks per se, we had cul-de-sacs. We ain't from up north. But we called it a block. We would have block parties. The block is where you put the hang, is where you learn the latest fashions, that's where we learned the pop lock. Listen, everything happened on the block. And then I was just like, hey, the block is hot. This is block love. This is love. I saw love on the block. So I immediately, that was, hey, come on, block love. And then we're in Charlotte. So block love Charlotte was born.
How about that? Make some noise for block love. I'm so happy I asked that question because it kind of led right into the name. So yeah, that's amazing. Like, and that part of your story I was unaware of, and look at you, like full circle. You know what I mean? That is amazing. I really had lost for words on that part. So I've actually had the opportunity to go out to the block or the wall with you and serve beside you a few times, and you do this daily. Like this is your life. This is what you do, and you give from an honest place, a place of empathy. A place of understanding, and obviously a place of love. Whether it's 100 people out there helping you, such as this picture, or whether it's one person, you're going to be there, your family's going to be there. So shouts to you and your amazing family. And even if your family is unable to be there, not to say I've witnessed them not being there, you have, like you said, you were just talking about when you went out there, like you call them the neighbors, which I also think is amazing that you call them neighbors, but the neighbors embrace you as if you know, and you embrace them as if they're family as well. So basically, what keeps you driven to do this, and what's your secret to keep you driven to do it? Because I know some people only do it for the photo opportunity. Some people only do it when it's convenient for them. But you're there tirelessly all the time and giving, and just giving yourself. What is your secret to allow you to keep giving yourself to so many people?
I'm not deeply religious, but I would tell you this: I owe God everything. You know, I was a fool. I've been through everything. I've done a lot of things. I've survived a lot of things, and at the end of the day, He's kept me. So He kept me for a reason, and I believe that reason is to serve. And so I tell people every single day, we need to make time to do something for somebody other than ourselves. Get out of our own way, stop being selfish, and be selfless. But that becomes so much easier to do when you turn your good volume up. I told people I have a good volume that never gets turned down. You know, I'm going to give and show up regardless of what the situation is. Like at the top of all of this, I wasn't married. In fact, my husband stalked me on the block. That's a subject for another day. He's back there filming. But yeah, I met my husband on the block. But you know, I genuinely show up every day because I know there were times in my life I needed somebody to show up for me. And it's a whole lot easier to show up for somebody than try to avoid them when you know they need your help. Like we ducking and dodging, not answering the phone, not returning calls, looking at caller ID, hoping they ain't ringing our doorbell. When all you gotta do is show up. Sometimes just answer that call because you're expecting them that for a big ask, and it may be something that you're capable and well able to do. And if you can't do it, you can ask somebody else to assist you with it. And if it comes to something financial, what's wrong with at least answering and just saying no?
Fact.
So a lot of times, we're making it harder than what it seems to be. And it's very easy to give. I always tell people it's not always about what you got in your bank account or in your wallet. I just need your time. Right. That's what you gave me. You remember that? You had performed that night, and you showed up, and he stayed overnight. This was security, y'all. I didn't know he was a singer. Had I known that, I don't think I would have had him as security. But yeah, he was security, and I was like, let me sleep with one eye open. But he performed that night, came back on the road, and he stayed with us. We stayed up all night long. But you see how easy that was to do? I didn't know you from a can of paint.
Right.
But you see how easy?
Yeah.
And people wonder, like, you all see these images, and some people say, well, why do y'all record, or why do y'all take videos? I don't put people's images and faces on here unless they allow me to.
Right.
But the reason that we do it is because we want to invoke that spirit of giving in people. We also want to show you just how easy it is just to show up.
Right.
Like, give us your hands. I don't care what age you are, or, you know, what color or ethnicity you are. I just need you to show up. And that helps us to push the mission a whole lot further and show our neighbors that we love them. And so that love really drives every single part of our mission. Because it takes a lot to show up in love when somebody cussed you out.
Right.
And you're not gonna always get a thank you.
Oh, yeah, right.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it's not pretty, it's not always cute. We out there in rain, sleet, or snow, your feet hurt, you're tired, you're not getting a paycheck. But you make a mission to show up every single day. That can't be anything else but love.
Right.
So that drives us in a lot of what we do. And so I make it intentional every single day to show up and to be there for someone, because I know I needed someone to be there for me. And that person at that particular time was Dr. Grace. But I'm not Dr. Grace, but I may be Dr. Grace to somebody else.
You are. Amen. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's amazing. So you receive a lot of volunteers that come out there and whatnot, and a lot of organizations, as you've seen. Obviously, you work with schools, you work with fraternities, sororities, you work with businesses, pretty much everybody. And I've seen, you know, if I wasn't footage of some of everybody out there, and actually my brother is the one that put me on to coming out there, Devon Green. So shouts to him for even bringing you to my attention. And anytime I get the opportunity, I love to come out there, you know what I mean? Can you name a few without, I guess, flexing? Yeah, well, you can flex if you want. A few of people that you remember coming out there that were very as impactful to the mission as you can remember.
So what's crazy, you all, I've been doing this work since like 2017, but in 2020, during the midst of COVID, nobody had anywhere else to go. So look, everybody converged on the block. Some days we would be about 40 or 50
Right.
deep in volunteers, but everybody came to the block, and we loved it because our neighbors then were able to be in the presence of certain celebrities. You know, right before we were in that stay-in-place order, we had DeBaby come out, and we formed that relationship with him, and he came out, no security, no, just him, just his presence. And that meant the world to a lot of our neighbors. And what was crazy, you know, he saw people he went to school with. So, you know, we also have to be mindful of that. You know, we have worked with Anthony Hamilton and his Taste Foundation. I don't know if you all saw on the video, but we went into some of the underserved communities, especially that are considered a food desert, including we're right up the street from Southside Homes. We were right there in Southside Homes, as well as in Delahaye Court. We work closely with Sunshine Anderson, who continuously shows up, and I love that about her because she's just genuine. She has a heart of gold, and she shows up with us, you know, anytime that we ask. But for us, we love the fraternities, we love the sororities. We do what's called HBCU Sundays. One of the reasons why I wanted to do that is during COVID, we couldn't have homecoming. And I wasn't a graduate yet of Winston-Salem State University, but I still love homecoming. I said, if we ain't gonna have homecoming, I'm gonna march up and down the block. So they said, Deb, we don't want you marching, you can't be in a one-man band. So I said, lies. Anywho, we created what is now called HBCU Sundays, and we have everybody so into us and pour into us, from councilmen to performers, artists, like anyone that's part of a HBCU or fraternity or black sorority, like they come in droves to support us, and that means the world. But that has also been what has sustained us, and we don't brag about it. We just do what we do. You know, one of the guys that came out with us that will be out again with us this weekend is Hot Boy Shaq, and we were so very grateful. You know, he had a hit out, and so we were like, okay, we're gonna take the hit to the streets. We were literally outside. You know, if y'all don't know that hit, we were outside with Hot Boy Shaq. You all saw that we had the basketball players that were there with us. Like, the block has no limits, you all. And what's funny is, people think that I get like celebrity and awestruck. I don't. Because guess what? When they come out, they got to put on gloves and serve too. They're like, this fool really want me to say yes. Y'all saw Anthony Hamilton he had his mask on. You got to serve too. You can't just come out and look pretty for the cameras. Everybody has to serve. And I think when our neighbors see that you're serving and you're not doing it for the loves, likes, and shares, and you're not doing it from the gram, and you're actually having conversations, to see people just walk up and have conversations with the baby, or even with Anthony Hamilton, that goes a long, long way with people that say, I would have never had this opportunity. And Anthony himself has seen people, because he's from Charlotte, that he grew up with. And so I always tell people, come with an open heart and an open mind when you serve with Block Love, because you never know who you're gonna see on the block. Even Thomas Davis, it's just like you just never know who is gonna show up to be a part of what we're doing, because it's bigger than we are. And we gotta get out of our own way. Because let me tell you, poverty and homelessness, it has no respect of person. It can show up at anybody's door at any moment, place, and time. So we gotta make sure that we're just showing up for people and being accessible and reachable. Like, I ain't gonna call up Anthony asking for $50 million, but I am gonna call him up and tell him, hey, we're doing an event, would you like to serve with us? That means more to a celebrity probably than you asking him to write a check.
You can share. Hey, that's what it's all about, sharing, right? So you do, quite obviously, you do so much for the community. I get so excited when I see that you are recognized and your work is not going unnoticed. Like, you've received quite a few awards for your work, and I know you don't do it for that, but it is also great, just as an outsider sometimes, just to see that you are being recognized for everything that you do, because you do so much for the community, and you build relationships with, obviously, the neighbors, but as well as just, like I said, celebrities and everybody that come out. Everybody loves you. I know you work with, I've seen No Limit Larry out there several times, and I know he's pretty much always a regular out there. But everybody just comes out and brings great energy. So I see you here. You were 2025 most influential. So make some noise for that. In Black Charlotte. I've seen you also been recognized at Queen City Music Awards. So that's also dope. Yeah, so many people. Is there an actual philanthropic awards ceremony that they have here? And if so, have you been recognized during those by chance?
There is one that takes place in October. No, I have not been recognized, but let me tell you all. Let me tell you all what means the world to me when I get recognized, because I don't do it for loves, like, and shares. I don't do it for recognitions or any of that. But for someone like me to be in places and spaces I never thought I'd be able to walk in, that's what means the world. To be amongst people that I never thought I would be among. I had the opportunity to have part of my story told through Epic Tribe, and they did a play called Queen Charlotte. And at first I was a little nervous because someone plays out your story. And hearing my story told, it just blew my mind, because once again, it's just like, this isn't what I do it for, but I know my words and my story has a meaning and a purpose. Like, my testimony is for somebody else.
I am home here. I am happy and safe. I feel love for myself and my family, and I spend my days giving that love to others. What a journey this has been. What a journey this has been. What a journey this has been.
And when I'm amongst others, I was nervous. Like, I cried the whole time because I didn't think I belonged in that room, you all. Like, my husband was about to pull over and push me out the car because he was sick of me. I was shaking, and I was like, Lord, why is someone telling my story? It was judges that were having their story told. It was councilwomen. It was these rich women, societal. And it's just like, I don't fit in, or I felt like I didn't fit in. But when you're doing the work that you've been assigned to do, and you're doing it well, and the way that God set you up to do it, He's going to put you in places that you never thought you could reach. And for me, that's what blows my mind every single day. I can remember receiving an award for the Black Political Caucus, and it's crazy because I looked out and I was like, y'all, look, all the black people in one room. I said, this is better than the hip hop awards. And I know they were like, who is this fool dressed up to the nines? And I was just like, but that was my hype. That was my moment right there. I was like, this is better than the Source Awards. Like, you know, this is the moments that a little girl like me would have dreamed of, but not in this capacity. I thought it would have been for something totally different, and it's for the work that I do every single day. Without a doubt, without question, I'm just showing up the way he asked me to show up.
Not only are you showing up, you're showing out as well. So shouts to you for that, for real. Yeah. Oh yeah, you feel free to clap. I almost want to clap the whole time after everything you say, for real, like a politician. So now we're gonna segue into a next segment. Before we let you go, we don't want to keep you all night, but we want to segue into a portion that we call "What Were You Thinking?" So this is where I take some pictures. Now these are all pictures that I didn't reach out to anybody. I don't have any embarrassing pictures, so don't need to be alarmed. I don't think. But we do have some pictures all from social media, and I just go and ask you, you know, kind of what were you thinking in these moments? So this is the first one here. What were you thinking? Now, you can tell me what were you thinking, or just what was going on in the moments that we showed here.
So this, I can tell, is a grocery giveaway, and to be honest, you all, this is one of our greatest moments. Not just the picture, but the grocery giveaways all in themselves, because they were birthed out of COVID. During 2020, there was all the unrest, especially with George Floyd and Black Lives Matter. And on Betty'sboro Road, the food line had gotten destroyed pretty much. And so they were not up and running. And so I told my team, after we had been up all night, we did not march, but we had been up all night watching all those folks protest. I said, let's get up and see how we can feed the community. And we worked with West End Seafood, Alicia with For the Struggle, made sure that we were able to get fish sandwiches. We provided lunches for over 200 people. We set up a makeshift grocery store within a matter of hours on Betty'sboro Road. We had everything but milk and meat. But we had everything. Wow. Everything was free. So from that, we birthed our free grocery giveaways. So this is one of our grocery giveaways.
Oh, my goodness. You're not a hungry people, for real. All right, what we got next? Let's see, what else?
So this one here, people think that No Limit Larry just randomly comes out, and I don't call him No Limit, you all. I call him Larry. Larry yeah. is actually on my staff. He has been a part of the team. When I met him in 2019, he was like, damn, I'm gonna rock with you. And I was like, is he for real? Like, I hear this man on the radio every single day, Morning Madhouse. Is he for real? And I didn't understand. And he's one of those that when you get to know him, he wants nothing in return. Yeah. But he had explained to me that, you know, his family had grown up where him and his mother were in the women's shelter. And he said he always knew that to whom much is given, much is required. And so he's been rocking with me ever since, and he does show up. He shows up and he works with us continuously. He's been one of our biggest supporters, one of our biggest cheerleaders. And then you got Miss Jessica. Oh my gosh, she has my heart. Jessica, of course, learned about us through No Limit. And at first we were in COVID. And she's like, I ain't coming out there. But she came out and she served. And then our brother Burpee, oh my God, you all, from a comedian to a friend, absolutely amazing. But these three powerhouses right here are always sharing our mission, always supporting our mission. They'll call me at the drop of a dime, dark 30 in the morning, and say, Deb, can you get on the radio? If we're having a problem, if we need to raise funds, even if we're just doing some type of free event for the community, they're always allowing our voices to be heard, so we appreciate them.
Sure. This here, Outstanding Service Award to Deborah Phillips. How did it feel?
Okay, so this one right here was a long time coming, let me just say that. This one's presented to me by the county, and what a lot of people do not know is when Tent City had the abatement order in the early part of February of 2021, They had, the county originally had 2 motels. What people do not know is Block Love Charlotte manned one of those motels. The reason they do not know that Block Love Charlotte manned one of those motels and served every single day on the streets of Charlotte. Mind you, 24 hours. We manned a motel and we served on the street. I don't know any organization that could have done that nonstop. We were able to do that. And nobody heard anything because we didn't have any incidences. We didn't have any issues. We were clean. We were able to keep up with our clients. We were able to work with the resources to get our clients housed. Like, we ran that thing like a well-oiled machine. So that's why I said this was a little late coming, because I didn't get this to y'all see 2025.
Oh, wow.
But that's all right. We got it. So, you know, the team, we worked very hard for that. And we continue to try to collaborate with the county and do what we can do. But listen, we're gonna do it with or without.
And my privilege to present the Trendsetter of the Year Award to my business partner, my friend, and my brother on earth. He serves with me tirelessly every single day. During the global pandemic, it's crazy, y'all, because we served right outside these doors.
First of all, Girlie likes to get dressed up because this is my uniform every single day. So I like to get dressed up when I can. But that moment meant the world because I was presenting an award to Larry, No Limit Larry, as a trailblazer at the Queen City Awards. And what's so crazy is I lost my brother here in Charlotte in 2013 to a motorcycle accident. And it was devastating in so many ways because when he left, I was like, Lord, I'm in Charlotte. He's the one that brought me to Charlotte, and I'm here. What am I supposed to be doing here? And then meeting Larry in 2019 and immediately knowing that God sent me a brother, and he acts so much like my brother. Is absolutely insane. But that moment means the world to me because I was able to present that award, that Trailblazer Award, to my brother from the Queen City Music Awards and the Connected Radio.
Nice. Yeah, y'all do. Y'all like brother and sister for real. Just y'all's banter is hilarious to me. And that's amazing. Now is the time I want to give you to just plug what you got going on. Draw the community in and you know, continue your mission. Say whatever you want. You got the mic and go for it.
So you guys, Block Love Charlotte, one thing that I didn't hit on is with our location, Block Love Charlotte has a one-of-a-kind center here right now. We're at 2738 North Graham Street. We have a day service center for our homeless and houseless neighbors to come in. Anytime that we're open, they can get on the computers. I provide them with housing navigation, job readiness. We're able to assist them with continuing education. We help them with mental health, with wellness. We have a food pantry, a clothing closet. We also host many events. We are in the process right now. Our building has been sold. So we're going to host one of the biggest, baddest events in the city of Charlotte this Saturday. It is nothing bigger than the block. Big shout out to Nina Gotti and to Big Fish. They're going to come through. We got Hot Boy Shack and other entertainers. We got the horses coming through from the Charlotte Cowboys. We're really, really excited. We've got vendors, we got hookah, we got family, we got fun, we got bounce houses. So y'all come out and support us. All of the information is on our website as well as our social media accounts. Our website is blockloveclt.org. Our social media accounts are Block Love Charlotte, that is Facebook, Instagram. We are not on X, and you can always follow Miss Block Love on TikTok. Be careful what you might see. We look and we don't judge. We're asking you all to come out and support us, but also support us on our GoFundMe because it's going to take you all to keep us in the space. We have identified a new space, hoping to lock that in, so we need all the love and support from the city and beyond. If you all want to share with us items that can help build our pantry, check us out on our website. You can find out how you can donate a meal because we do feed every single day. You know, we got so much going on, you all, and we just need your love, your support. But if you're not following us on social media, go do it now on Instagram, on Facebook. Love, like, and share our mission so that more people can get involved. If you got a skill that you can assist us with, let us know. But we're all about getting out here and loving our neighbors. And guess what? Spreading love throughout this city, one block at a time.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for our girl, Miss Deborah Denise Phillips. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to have you bless us with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, one more